Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome back to Cam and M Play D&D. We've got a little bit of something special for you today, kind of as we're between two different campaigns in the saga of Durabel Boulderbane. You can see that I've done a bit of housekeeping, changed the layout a bit, and we've got a special one-shot adventure for you today, set in the icy wastes of Icewind Dale. It's called And When the Dogs Start Barking, which is a one-shot from the DM's Guild by Issac, Mandagie, and Cita AF. And it's a horror one-shot designed for 4 4th level characters. There are considerably less characters in this version that we're doing now.
Or one chunky boy.
One chunky boy. Well, we'll see how far he gets.
Yeah.
So, the Order of the Lycan, the order which Elliot belongs to, have ordered him to Icewind Dale. Probably for various reasons. One of which likely being that they're sick of his bullshit. Because he's not a friendly fellow. And he's been sent up there with the instructions to just help out wherever possible. There are rumours circulating kind of in amongst the various troubles that tend to happen up there, but recently reports are saying that the whole region has been plunged into a night that doesn't seem to end. And so he's been tasked with poking around and seeing what he can discover. Whilst doing that, he has come across rumours that the small town of Dugan's Hole has been beset by a number of gruesome murders. So you are currently on your way, following the directions you've been given as best you can towards Dugan's Hole. But unfortunately, as you're trudging through the snow, you've got your kind of like thick leathers and like furs all bundled up around you. I can imagine his axe that he got from none other than Mordenkainen himself kind of hangs heavy on his back. I imagine it kind of like, you know, the opening cutscene of Heaven's Ward?
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
Yeah,
and
I can see it.
The kind of sounds of his footfalls are slowly but surely drowned out by the sound of the blizzard that is kicking up around him. It's dark. You think you might be lost, but you're just kind of pacing ever forwards.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about Elliot.
Well, you've done pretty good of saying at least that Elliot is a bit troublesome. He I guess had a rough start on life, I guess you could say. So he's not exactly the nicest person to anybody. I mean, I imagine that people of the Order, he is probably the closest thing to friendly that he can be, but he's a very prickly guy, so he just doesn't like dealing with shit. But that's what he does. I imagine in the cold, he's probably annoyed, but is kind of. I imagine he's a little bit at peace with it because he's sort of like on his own and it's quiet and he only has to deal with himself right now. Because that's kind of what he likes to. I guess that's his best element, is like when he's just, I've got to take care of myself. Because ultimately that's what he does. He always looks out for numero uno.
So, while he's kind of feeling vaguely contented about being numero uno, the realization is descending upon you that you are lost. Like, you feel like you should have got there by now. The people in the next town over said it would only be, wouldn't be long Has he been turned around at some point? You know, as the blizzard the wind of the blizzard knocked you off course? What would you like to do?
I would like to see if I can't spot the town, I'd like to look, I guess, for a shelter of any kind.
Okay.
Because if it's dark and the storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon, and I have not arrived, then I want to look for somewhere to take cover.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
First roll of the night. How's it gonna go? Wait, why do? Oh yeah. It always throws me off when I do this with my other blood hunter as well, when it has advantage on my character sheet, but it's only because it's.
Yeah, it's because he's got a feature that gives him advantage when it involves.
For him, it's hearing or smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not very good. You got a 6 on his perception.
So you try your best. You maybe like reach up and pull away a little bit of your hood, kind of exposing your face to the biting cold for just a split moment, while glancing around trying to find any form of shelter, any kind of sense of where the road is. But it's been, up until this point, the road that you were following has been completely covered over by a snowdrift. And you're glancing around and everything is just like white on black. It's just this swirling snowstorm all around you, and you can't see anything. And then you see something right off in the distance, maybe about 30-40 feet. You see what looks like an eerie green glow. And then kind of attached to that, like a silhouette of a figure.
Okay. I was gonna say that I imagine Elliot has encountered will-o-wisps at some point in his life, so for a moment he thought it was a will-o-wisp and was like gonna be like, oh fuck's sake. But seeing that there's a body to it, he feels, I mean, he's always suspicious, but he's glad that it's not a will-o-wisp at the very least. Is the figure moving? Are they just standing there?
So they seem still for a moment, and then you get the impression that they're walking away. So they're kind of fading off into the distance, and this green light that you can see is gradually fading as the distance between you increases.
I'm going to follow.
Okay. Yeah, so are you staying at the same pace? Are you just trudging along after them? Are you making any effort to catch up or get this person's attention? What are you doing?
I think I'd like to get a little bit closer, but I want to keep, I guess, a healthy distance between us. Like I want to get close enough that that if I like look away for a second, I'm not going to lose sight of them. I guess okay. Maybe stay like 10, 20, no, like 20 feet, 15, 20 feet behind them, I guess.
Okay. So you kind of speed up a little bit to try and beat the pace of this person as you continue through the blizzard. And you keep going for maybe another 5 minutes or so, not too long. And unfortunately, with that abysmal perception check from earlier, you don't notice. You almost walk into what seems like a large stone monolith that's kind of jutting out of the snow. It's almost been like the snowdrift has kind of partially disguised it, and you just like poof, against
I imagine if it's really dark too, it's probably blend into the horizon.
Really, really difficult to see, and you just kind of accidentally bash into it with your shoulder.
Okay. Do I still have sight of the guy?
You glance over, and you can't seem to spot him anywhere.
Oh, shit.
But what you do see is you notice this monolith that you're kind of now standing next to, and there's more of them. And they kind of, it's difficult, but as you glance around to kind of try and get more of your bearings in amongst this blizzard that you're stuck in, you can see that these monoliths seem to form the shape of a triangle, like a large triangle. And
yeah.
as you kind of trace it with with your eyes, you do spot what looks like buildings and a few more light sources kind of beyond this formation.
I would like to head towards the lights. I kind of don't want to walk through the middle of them, though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess maybe just based on instinct and based on, I guess, occult stuff or whatever, I feel like you see these black monoliths and they're making a shape. It's like, maybe don't walk through the middle of all of them because that could trigger something. So I think he's going to kind of trace around the outside, like go around it.
Okay. Yeah, so you realize, like, crap, I've lost sight of this person.
Lost that dude, yeah.
But you start tracing your way around the outside of this stone formation. And as you do that and you start heading towards these buildings, you do find yourself in what appears to be a small village. And you can only be led to assume that you have found your way to Dugan's Hole.
Oh, finally.
And you look around, so you can see the formation kind of in the south. So this is what you passed by. And as you kind of breach from that into the village itself, there doesn't seem to be anybody around. Probably makes sense because of
it's
the storm
cold
and everything. But you do spot one figure kind of like trudging across the street, and they turn to look at you, and they appear to be wearing kind of ramshackle, cheap-looking armor. And they spot you, and Elliot's a big guy.
Yeah.
This isn't a big guy. They look a little bit scrawny, but they've got enough muscle to be able to carry this armor.
They're a lean guy.
Yeah, nowhere near as built as Elliot. And they see you, and they kind of immediately, you can see like on a trigger, they immediately reach for the sword at their side, and then in this kind of like quiet, wobbly voice, they just say, Oi, stranger, what's your business?
Is this Dugan's Hole?
Yeah. What's it to you?
I was sent up by the order. Do you have an inn in this place?
What order?
Does the order actually have a name?
You just know it as the Order of the Lycan.
Okay.
But people who aren't familiar with blood hunters might not know what that means.
So, I was sent up to investigate the darkness, right?
That was your original mission.
Okay.
And then while you've been up here, you've discovered that this place in particular was being people were being murdered here.
Okay, sorry, I needed a reminder.
No, that's all right.
So, Elliot, is there sort of like light he can step into so he doesn't look so imposing in the dark?
Not really. It's kind of, there's very small light coming from inside some of the buildings. So it is, the ambient light in this area is a little bit brighter than when you were standing outside.
Okay.
But it's still very dark.
Okay. I was sent by my guild to assist with the recent bout of murders. I came from the town over.
And the guy no, I'm not going to make you make a check for that, because the guard kind of looks at you, takes a second to process that, and then is just like, okay, right, we don't really have an inn per se. And he kind of like gestures to the fact that this place is tiny. We don't have many people pass through. There is a meeting spot for some of the folks around the village. Not used to strangers. But if you're here to help with these murders, then I suppose that'll have to wait. All right, come with me. And he turns and starts making his way towards the other side of the village.
He's like, good, I'm tired of standing in the cold. And he follows after him.
Okay, so he leads you to kind of one of the slightly larger buildings in this area, and it does seem like within here there is slightly more light. But there's no signage or anything to denote that it's a pub or a tavern or anything. It just seems like it's a tap house. It is a tap house, but it's like very much like it's for locals only.
Yeah.
And he doesn't let you in. He just shows you to the door and then goes, right, I need to finish my patrol. Speak to Ziggy. They'll be able to give you the info. And then they leave.
I will shake some of the snow off of me and then open the door and make my way inside.
Okay. So you grab hold of the handle and open the door, and it kind of makes it's like slightly jammed.
It's because it's probably slightly frosty.
Yeah, so you have to put a bit of force into it to get it open. So it kind of does that thing where it's like, ka-chunk, poof, as the kind of snow on the outside falls off and the door like suddenly and abruptly swings open. Any conversations that were going on in the middle of this tap house stop. And immediately everyone being about 5 people, all immediately turn and look at you.
Elliot is not surprised because this is how it usually is whenever he enters towns. So he just closes the door behind him, brushes some snow off, and trudges over to what I'm assuming would be the bar table. Or bar counter, sorry.
You start kind of making your way towards, like, not saying anything to anyone. You start making your way towards the bar, and as you do, you're stopped in your tracks by a dark-haired, broad-shouldered Goliath who kind of stops you, kind of places their hand on your chest, and says, "Whoa there, you're not from around here. What's your business?"
I was told by the guard. He like looks down at the hand. I was told by the guard to speak to Ziggy.
That's me. I'm the guard's captain.
That makes this much easier. I've been sent by my guild to assist with the murders and solving them.
Their face softens as much as it can, which isn't very much, and that's not anything to do with you immediately get the impression that this is someone that's been through quite a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of very, very similar to your good self. So their expression kind of softens a little bit. And they say, "Right. Take a seat. I'll get you a warm ale."
he just does. He's just like Elliot is a bit like straight to business. Oh my god, yes, perfect, thank god. And he won't question it. He'll just go and sit down where he's told, because he's like, if it gets the job done faster, hell yeah.
Yeah, if I can get out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's fair enough. So yeah, you go and take a seat, and you can feel eyes still on you.
Unsurprising.
Yeah. And the folks in here look a bit strange. Like, some of them are really pale skinned. They kind of have like, one of them has like particularly large like really like pronounced like cheekbones, one of which has got like quite a long chin. Kind of like really weird, well, not weird, but like features that really stand out.
Yeah. They've really accentuated features.
Yeah. And Ziggy eventually comes back. I say eventually, it doesn't take very long. You hear some like hush words exchanged between the person that seems to be running this place and them, but they do eventually come back with a mug of ale. And just,
could I hear what they were saying?
give me a perception check. Well, what's your passive?
My passive is 10.
That's fine.
It's I ask because I have advantage on hearing.
So if you have advantage on hearing, that means your passive perception for hearing is 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how advantage is +5, disadvantage is -5.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's more than enough. It's just basically a very short exchange with the person kind of serving, being like, I don't want them in here. They're a stranger. Like, who are they? For all we know, they could be the murderer. What are you doing? And you hear Ziggy essentially explain, like, look, the speaker's out of town. They've taken 8 of the watch. They've taken 7 of the watch with them. So it's just me and Sten at the moment. We need all the help that we can get. And that kind of shuts them up. And then they come back with the mug and plop it down next to you. And they sit down opposite you, kind of start taking a drink of their own. And they just say, what brings you to Icewind Dale? What have you done?
He actually does like a bit of like a after he takes a drink. And he just goes, I annoyed my guild a little bit, so they sent me off to this icy hellhole.
Well, you're not wrong about it being an icy hellhole, but it's my icy hellhole. Troubles aside, I hope you enjoy your time here. I didn't get your name.
Elliot.
Good. I'm Ziggy. I'm the captain of the guard here in Dugan's Hole. And so you just kind of, is there anything that you want to ask them?
Ask Ziggy.
Yeah.
I want to ask, so how long has this been going on? Has it been happening since this speaker left?
Yeah, it's been going on for a few weeks. First it was one of the members of the guard. No, I've got that the wrong way around. First of all, it was a young lad, followed by a member of the guard, one of the younger members of the guard. Whoever this person is, they seem to be targeting younger individuals. We don't have many of those, so it's even more troubling than I suppose one would like to admit.
So there's been 2 murders so far. Am I getting that right, Cam?
Good question. No, there have been a few. Let me just get my stuff up. No, it's just a group of local teenagers. There are about 4 at the moment.
But for a small town, that's a lot of people.
Aye.
What were their injuries?
Sorry, bear with me 1 second.
It's okay.
I'm having issues. Because I was dumb.
Why were you dumb?
Hang on. I minimized the Google Chrome window. Do this. Do that. There we go. So I realized that if I tried to move it on, it wouldn't do it. I need to stop minimizing things. I need to tab around. Anyway, yeah. Sorry. So that was why I was distracted.
It's okay.
But you guys chat a little bit. They get you up to speed on things that have been going on, and they lean forward and they just say, "Look, you're going to get a lot of people giving you funny looks. We're a very insular community, have been pretty much since it was established. They don't understand that you're here to help. But if you can prove to me that you are who you say you are and you're here to do what you want to do, I'll back you up."
I'll tell you this right now, I am not surprised at all. Everywhere I go, I get these same looks, so it's nothing new to me. I'm not surprised. I'll do whatever I can to get it so that this gets done swiftly.
Excellent. Thank you. And as you're saying that, kind of, and that's starting, you can hear outside, especially with your particularly acute hearing, you can hear the sound of dogs, kind of just like a bark. Oh, hang on, sorry. What are you doing? My computer is not playing ball right now.
Not everything can go smoothly, right?
I want you to play that.
Or are you setting tunes?
Well, I already had tunes on, and then it just randomly decided to put on a video file that was me testing the stream layout. So you would have got me being like, "This is a test of my new stream layout."
Oh, I kind of wish I could hear just so I could have heard that when it happened. Would have been a bit funny.
No. Right, it seems to be behaving itself now.
Dogs barking.
It's like a horror thing because it popped up with the thing. So there was a moment of like, what's going on? I think the computer's trying to jump scare me.
Trying to get you in the mood.
I know, yeah. Anyway, yeah, you hear the sound of like one like wayward bark, followed by another, and then another, and then they get more frequent and they get more frenzied and they get louder, and it sounds like they're outside, kind of getting closer and closer, and then it sounds like they're all around. Just dogs, like far more dogs than they would possibly need in this village.
Yeah.
This kind of cacophonous, like, and you can see like Ziggy and everyone in the bar is like, what's going on? Like everyone looks confused and they're all looking around. Ziggy stands up. You can hear the wood of the chair like scrape against the stone floor. As they go up to the window, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Because what the fuck? Yeah.
You follow and you go to look out the window, and as you're about to do that, the same motion that you made with the door, only more violent. The door swings open with like a burst, and standing in the doorway is that same guard that you came across when you first entered the village.
Sten,
yeah, you now understand that their name is Sten, and they just say, "Captain, there's been another one." And at that point, all the barking stops. And when Sten says this, Ziggy, you just hear Ziggy kind of say under their breath, "Oh, for fuck's sake," and they bolt outside.
I will follow.
Okay. The three of you make your way down a couple of kind of paths in the village and turn into a side street.
I'm gonna get my axe in hand.
Getting your axe ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn down the side street, well, even before you go down the side street, you can see this familiar green glow that you saw from when you entered the village.
Yeah.
And as you turn the corner, you can see a figure of what looks like a young man, or what was a young man, impaled against the wall of a building by a lantern. And the lantern is giving off this kind of inhuman green glow. They also don't have a head.
Is there I'm assuming well, I guess the first obvious question is there footprints on the ground?
Make a perception check.
11.
I suppose it wouldn't be. Oh my god, it did it again. This
doesn't like you.
Right, hang on a second. This is so annoying. Why would you do this to me? I'm just trying to play a file. Right. Okay. I think I fixed it now.
Hey.
You do not see any footprints.
How does it look like their head was removed?
You can make investigation or wisdom check, your choice. Wisdom, medicine. Investigation or medicine. That was what I meant to say.
What's this? Oh, that doesn't apply. I'm gonna do investigation because I have more in that.
Okay.
15.
15. It looks like it wasn't clean. Let's just say that. Like the wound itself is like a mess.
As if it's been chewed off?
Not chewed off. It just seems like whatever instrument was used to do it with. So I mean, you could possibly reason that it was chewed off, I suppose. In any case, whatever was used to do this was not sharp. Let's just say that. Like, maybe it was at one point, but it was a particularly brutal attack that led to this poor lad being relieved of their head.
Besides his head and being impaled to the wall, does he have any other
also,
injuries?
I apologize. You can't see footsteps, but you can see a trail of blood that's leading like down the other end of the alley that you're standing in and then disappearing off into the blizzard. What was your question, sorry?
Did he have any other injuries besides the impale wound and the head removal?
Doesn't appear to. And as you and Ziggy arrive and you take some time to examine the body, Ziggy's just like, this leaf. God, another one.
What'd she say?
It's Leaf. Assumedly Leaf. The lad's name.
Oh, right, okay.
As in Leif.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure. How warm is the body?
You reach up, and because Elliot doesn't care. You reach up and
No.
you basically touch the wound.
Yeah.
And it's still warm. Like, it's obviously the cold of the outside is rapidly changing that. But you, to hazard a guess, this happened less than 20 minutes ago.
So this happened before I arrived.
Either before you arrived or immediately after.
Right, okay. Well, it's a little bit hard to investigate him on the wall, so I'm going to try and pull the lantern stick out.
Okay. As you're doing that, Sten, the soldier, kind of looks at you with this coy, kind of sheepish smirk, and he's like, "Oh well, I guess I know it's not you then." Make a strength check for me.
I suppose in a way it's good that I've got someone to vouch for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm rolling like shit tonight. You said straight strength.
Yeah, strength, athletics, like whatever you like.
Oh, athletics, 12.
12. Yeah, it's really wedged in there.
I'm gonna take do some wiggling.
And yeah, you have to kind of like, you can like, your muscles sort of flex. It's cold as well, so you haven't had much chance to. So it takes you a few minutes, but it's not too much of an issue. Eventually, you kind of have to like wrench it free, and then it comes out. Leaf's body crumples to the floor. Ziggy like immediately sweeps down to scoop it up and kind of bundle it up in. They take off their coat and kind of wrap it around the body.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pull out the lantern, the kind of eerie green flame at the top goes out.
Can I open the lantern case? Just curiously.
How do you mean?
Like, the lantern is hanging. Does it have a latch to open?
It's not a it's like a torch. I suppose it's probably a better way of describing it. Sorry.
Oh right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like an open topped torch.
Okay. Well, I just want to feel if it feels warm in there. Just.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna take it with.
Yeah, you get the feeling that whatever it was, kind of goes without saying that it was magical in origin.
Yeah. Okay.
Ziggy looks over to you and they just say, "We're gonna take him to the watch house with the others. Come with us."
Good. Yeah, I'll follow with the lantern.
Okay. Yeah. The three of you make your way over to another building, kind of on the outskirts. Sten just says, "What should we do about?" Kind of like gesturing to the trail that leads out into the blizzard. And Ziggy just shakes their head and says, "Like we've got no hope in this blizzard right now of catching up to anyone."
The storm will have blown the trail over by the time that we got to the body.
Yeah. So you arrive. This building is a bit of a mess, and when you went into the tavern or the tap house, sorry, there was a temperature shift. Because there was a fire and it was still
warm.
It was still nippy in there, but it was a lot warmer than it is on the outside. This building, no. You go inside and it is freezing. It's the almost the exact same temperature in here as it was outside. And the reason for that, you notice, is because
the bodies.
Well, yeah, all the windows are open. And the first room that you come into is like a small office. And Ziggy kind of leads you to the back of the room and basically takes you into like a storage area. And yeah, lo and behold, in there are 4 other bodies. All kind of like wrapped in coats and just kind of like haphazardly bundled together to try and preserve them in some way, or at least have them retain some form of dignity.
Yeah.
And Ziggy just kind of like shifts their shoulder and they flop down onto the table.
I didn't get a chance to ask this, but do any of the bodies still have, like, they basically have all their stuff on them?
So they appear to all be dressed.
Yeah.
You can't really make out too much, because obviously, like, they're all wrapped in these bits and bobs. But yeah, they seem to just still be in the clothes that they were in when they passed.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna assume. I mean, I'm like, Elliot would probably walk over and look at all of the stumps of necks and would probably see all of the same thing, just various levels of frozen.
You would see that one of them, the largest looking figure, appears to be wearing similar clothing to Sten.
Yeah, that's the guard.
Yeah, and Ziggy just says that one was Rowan. He was the first victim. The only thing other than his head was missing was his axe.
What about the others?
They're just all kids, just local ne'er-do-wells, really. Give me 1 second.
Sorry?
Yeah, just kind of the local ruffians. Not going to be causing trouble anymore.
Has the sound of dogs always preceded them?
It's difficult to say. The only reason that I can assume that we heard it back then, if there is some sort of connection, is because we were so close to the body. I can't recall anyone else saying anything about the others. We shouldn't stay in here. And Ziggy like leads you out into the main office while Sten stays behind. Sten's just like, I'll sort Leaf out. And you both go through into the office, and Ziggy like sits down, and you can see for a moment their tough exterior kind of wanes a little bit as they sit down at the desk, and they just kind of put their head in their hands like that.
Yeah. Well, I can't see you, but I can.
Yeah,
imagine,
they just put their head in their hands like down on the desk,
and
they just let out an exasperated and depressed sigh.
Why did this speaker person leave?
He's just gone to Bryn Shander on business. You would know Bryn Shander as the largest settlement in this area. It's quite common for them to have meetings, and he's a jumpy type. Whenever he leaves, he tends to take the majority of the guard with him. I'm lucky that I've got Sten, to be honest. The only reason that he was able to stay was because of the murders.
Sounds like a pretty shit speaker, to be honest. I'm assuming these have always happened at night.
As far as I know.
In my knowledge and training, I guess, and experience with the hunters of the Lycan, does this sort of ring any bells in the back of my mind of like this pack of dogs sort of sound, like appearing and then disappearing?
Make a I guess an Arcana check.
Oh my god, I'm changing dice. I rolled an 8.
8.
It's because I'm using the dice I usually use for Durabel.
Nothing springs to mind. Like you sit there and you think on it, and you're like trying to think through the kind of teachings and the documents that you've read and all the different types of creatures that you've been told about, things that you've encountered. And I mean the obvious assumption that comes to you is werewolves, but
that doesn't sound right because
like you know what that sounds like specifically. And it's not the same. Like, a pack of werewolves don't make that amount of noise, kill one person, and then disappear. And as you're thinking about this and getting visibly frustrated about the fact that you can't piece this together with the information that you've got, you hear a frantic banging at the door.
I'll open it. I'll go over and open it.
You walk over and you open the door, and you're met with the sight of a small halfling boy, kind of with like messy brown hair, pointy ears, and he's got like
man, I could probably barely see him.
Yeah, he's got like a flattened nose, as if he's been punched a few times. Like it's kind of like flattened out across his face, or he's fallen over one too many times and not braced. And the moment that you open the door and you see this kid, they run in and they just basically say, help, 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 it's me, he's coming for me next, he's gonna get me, you have to help me.
I shut the door.
And Ziggy kind of like looks up from their whatever you want to call it, their rumination, and just says, Milo, what's the matter? He's coming for me! He's gonna get me!
What makes you think that? This complete stranger says to this small person.
You know why? It's killing all of my friends!
Ah, so you knew everyone.
The first victim was my brother. Now he's dead. They're all dead.
What does Ziggy look like at the moment?
Pensive. And kind of like they're like staring at Milo. And then they stand up and walk over, and they just say, "It's fine, Milo. You can stay here. Do you know anything else? Did Rowan say anything? Did Rowan do anything?" And he's just like, "No, I don't know. It's killing all of my friends."
Did you guys go anywhere you weren't supposed to? Did you stick your noses into anything you were told not to?
No more than usual.
Did anything unusual happen before all of this started?
What do you mean? Like what?
Did you guys stumble across something you weren't supposed to when you, I don't know. Did you run into some dogs when you were out and about?
No.
So why is it that this thing is targeting you and all of your friends if you don't, for no reason?
Well, if I knew, I'd tell you.
Would you, or would you actually, even if it got you in trouble?
Yeah, of course.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
I want to see if he... Okay, I hope this dice treats me nicer than the other one. Oh my god, natural 20.
Oh my god, the kid is... I mean, he's not doing very well at hiding it anyway, but he is lying through his teeth. Like, he knows something. And it's like Elliot catches that. Like, it's almost like he's got the scent of something.
Elliot's onto him, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can almost imagine when Milo says that and Elliot realizes that he's lying, he like smirks. I can just imagine like this smirk creep across his face.
Probably a little smirk, yeah. He is going to intimidate him a little bit.
Okay. How's he gonna do that?
Well, he's clearly got the size advantage.
I mean, yeah, you're about 18 times his size.
And Elliot still's technically holding his axe. But so he's just gonna like put it, you know, back up on his shoulder kind of casually and be like, you know, it'd be a real shame if something did actually happen to you. You know, maybe all of this could have been completely prevented if perhaps you or one of your friends had been a bit more honest about what was happening. I think you know something.
We're being. I'm not. What do you mean? Roll an intimidation check, because you're like trying to be this like big presence.
Yeah. Wow! You want to know something amazing?
Go on.
I have a -1 in intimidation. So yeah. I rolled an 8.
You rolled
so I got 8 total. Well, I got 8 total. I rolled a 9.
It's not... Yeah, like, you're a big guy, so you've got kind of natural intimidation, but you're not like... You sound a bit awkward when you're saying this stuff, and Milo is a bit too beside himself to really grasp what you're trying to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he just continues to kind of hold fast and say like, we weren't doing anything. He just killed Rowan and it started killing everybody else, whatever it is, whatever they are. And then Ziggy's just like, Milo, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get to the bottom of this. Elliot's here to help. We're gonna get this sorted. We'll find out who did this to Rowan and your friends, and you'll be safe. Don't worry. Just stay here for now with us, okay? As they're kind of exchanging, and Milo kind of breaks down into kind of inaudible sort of just tears and whining and stuff like that.
Elliot at that point would just be like watching out the window because he's like.
As you're watching out the window, you hear a from the back room.
Did the other two notice?
No, they're just still talking with each other.
I am going to slowly spin on my. I'm gonna spin on my heel and slowly make my way over to the back. You
make your way over to the back room, and you see the tables with the bodies on. You don't see Sten, and then you kind of look down, and you can see his feet on the end, like poking out of the end of the table.
Well, I'm gonna grip my axe and I'm gonna cross the room and...
Okay. You cross over the room and I can imagine like the scene in a film where the camera angle slowly pans around and the last thing is it gets to like this point and then it pans over and he still has his head. Sten is on the ground. Yeah, Sten seems to be on the ground, motionless though.
I'm going to grab him by... Is he wearing... You said he's wearing armor, right? Like
yeah, he's just wearing like basic basic armor, like a chain
I
shirt.
guess I'll grab him by like the back of his like chest piece or whatever, and like pull him up.
Okay. As you reach down to go and like grab him by the chest piece, like your fingers kind of like grip him here. He just suddenly he just suddenly like bolts up like ah! And like screams in your face.
What the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing on the floor?
I was watching and sorry, I guess I fell asleep and fell off the table, I suppose.
You were sleeping on the table?
There's like another bit. There's like a shelf on the opposite side.
That he was sleeping on.
Yeah, he wasn't sleeping on the table with the bodies.
No, I didn't think so.
So I was tired. Because there's no one else around, I've been patrolling all day. I'm knackered.
Surely there's somewhere better you can sleep than back here with the dead bodies. I mean, to each their...
I've got to be, I'm on call, ain't I? And as he says that, you begin to hear the sound again.
Oh my god.
The dog bark, followed by another dog bark, and another one, and it starts to rise and rise and rise, and you can hear Milo crying from the other room, saying, he's here, he's come to kill me!
Okay, well, I'm gonna put Sten on his feet, and I'm gonna go into the main room, and I'm gonna, like, fucking slap my hand over Milo's mouth.
As you like go into the other room and you slap your hand over Milo's mouth, you do that just in time for the door to the watch house to basically explode off of its hinges and go flying across the room, and kind of revealing in amongst the blanket of the blizzard a humanoid looking figure, kind of not disguised, but like shrouded in thick furs and this like dense leather coat with a hood up.
Is it the guy I sort of saw before?
You see this, but you haven't seen them this close up before.
Yeah.
They seem to be holding a lantern in their hand. That's in the shape of a dog's head, which is kind of like this green light is like flowing out of it like this eerie flame, and it's holding a worn hand axe in its other hand. It's massive. It's probably about, I'd say, slightly bigger in terms of stature than you. You don't get there are not many of them about.
Yeah.
So there's like this immediately imposing figure. Their shadow is just like draped across the room, and they step in, and they are heading towards you and Milo. Well,
I'm gonna shove Milo behind me, and time to bring my axe on this boy.
Okay, so yeah, as they step in, you can like hear the sound of the floor like creaking under him, and the raging blizzard and the dogs barking. Roll initiative.
Dun, 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 dun,
I need some dice.
Dun, dun, dun. I didn't want to roll a die on D&D Beyond. I mean, I wish I could take that one, but I'm rolling real dice.
What did you do?
Because I accidentally clicked on the initiative button, so it rolled the die. I wish I could take that 21, but I got an 11.
You got an 11. Okay. Oh, well. And okay. So actually, while all this is kicking off, Ziggy gets to act first.
Okay.
So they're kind of slightly off center, and they're just like, what the hell? And they reach down and they pull out their heavy crossbow, and they train it and they fire off a shot against this figure as they step in. You can't really make out, they're so shrouded in what they're wearing, you can't really make out any discerning features
Detail,
apart from their eyes are kind of glowing this same sickly green color. But they're too. Ziggy was too caught off guard, and they swing out and fire, and it just ba-dunk into the frame of the door. They miss, and it's now your turn.
Well, I'm gonna get between me and the tiny boy, and I'm gonna bring my axe down on this dude. Oh, wait. I'm going to, activate my Crimson Right.
Okay. Can you describe that? Can you describe that for the audience, please?
God, it's been a while since I've done the Crimson Right. I guess because of the way it is at the moment, because he's super bundled up. It's not going to be super mega cool, but he's got sort of extra sharp teeth, and he's going to basically bite his fucking dried lip and just hardcore bite into it, and I'm going to take 2 damage for the privilege. And I'm imbuing it with lightning.
Ooh. Okay, so the head of your already magical axe is imbued with the power of your Crimson Right, and just starts to crackle with this energy.
And then I am going to bring my axe on him. I'm going to swing. So first strike.
So you can say you get 2 attacks. Remember?
Yeah. Oh my God! It's a natural 19 plus 7, so.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
26 to hit.
Yeah. That definitely hits. Go ahead.
Should I do the damage first, or?
It's up to you. You can do the second attack if you want.
Let's do. Sorry, I'm grabbing my D12. I'll do the second attack. Ooh, that's a 15 plus 7, so they both hit.
Do they? I don't think I told you if they hit or not. You don't know what his armor class is.
Okay, so
this dude looks like built.
Okay, so then 15 plus 15 plus 7 is what, 22?
Yeah, so it does hit.
Okay, sorry, I'll be better about that.
It's all right. I'm just teasing.
Okay.
Take it so seriously.
Okay, so
it's only Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so first attack. Okay, so wait, hold on.
So it's a D12 plus a D6 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, my damage says it's a D4.
What?
So I have the axe, which is the D12 plus 4, and then plus 6.
Plus 6?
For my Crimson Right.
It's a D6.
I meant to say D6, sorry.
Okay, yeah. I was confused because you said a D4.
It's because it's plus 4. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. Okay, so 8 plus 11 is 19 plus 8 is 27 plus
What?
I rolled 2 attacks.
Oh, you're doing it all at the same time. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so what was I, 27? Was I at 27?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so 27 plus 4, 31, 32.
32 damage.
Yeah.
Can you describe the attacks for me?
Yeah, because he's swinging two-handed. So the first strike would be coming, because he was crouched down, it's sort of coming at an upward angle.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the tip of the blade, like maybe it doesn't scrape the ground, but close enough that the lightning crackles off of it onto the ground, and then he just swings. So he swings straight up at his torso, and then would bring it and then come straight down with it.
So you
like
drag
into the
it
shoulder.
Across the ground and bring it up towards his torso, and there's just this dull thud as the blade just goes dunk into his chest, and the figure like stumbles back a little bit, and it's connected and clearly done some damage. Like it doubles over a little bit, but doesn't react in the way that you would expect
something
a living person to react to being hit in the torso with an axe. So you just kind of furrow your brow, yank it out, and then come down for the next strike that kind of cleaves down across like the collarbone and down like the opposite way. And pretty much the same thing happens. It like wedges in there with a dunk, and then you can like see the crackling of the lightning energy kind of go through its body. It just kind of stumbles back, and then it's just like, and then kind of like shifts a little bit to focus on you.
Okay. That's me done.
Okay. So then it's their turn. So they are going to come at you and make 2 attacks with their hand axe. So it's kind of like they're lumbering slowly, like they're kind of like, and you can like feel the floor kind of groan underneath its footsteps, and then all of a sudden it's in front of you. That is a 14 and a 20 to hit.
The 20 hits.
Okay. Okay, you suffer 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
So it kind of comes at you. The first attack comes down, and you block it with your axe, and then the second one comes in and kind of connects in your shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like bearing down over you, which is like, I keep saying this, but Elliot's a big dude, but this person seems to just like loom over you.
Yeah.
Not something that he's used to.
No.
Okay, that brings us to Ziggy's turn. And you hear Ziggy, they say something like that looks like the lamplighter, and they kind of like shake it off, and they just go, "Stop! You're under arrest!" And they like jump over the table and switch out their crossbow for a longsword, and they're going to go ahead and make 2 attacks with the longsword, and not do very well. That doesn't hit. And that doesn't hit either. So just 2 big swings. They both kind of like connect with this creature's back, but don't seem to have enough force behind them to pierce whatever is going on. And it's your turn again. Milo is hiding, by the way. They're under the desk, like they've hidden away in a closet or something.
Good. Let's see. Oh man, that sounds okay. How do I activate that again?
Is it your transformation?
No. It's requires the use of your maledict feature. Okay. So no, sorry, I was looking at the blood curse of the marked. Yeah. I was just trying to remember if it's just something that I say or if I do the Crimson Rite damage again.
You only do that if you amplify it.
Okay.
So you can either do it and you get its base effect, or you can amplify it, take the damage, and it has another effect.
Oh, the next attack you make against it before it has advantage. Okay. I am gonna mark him.
Okay. So how does that work?
I mean, I wish I could just bite him to do it, but he seems like a pretty big dude.
Can if you want, like.
I mean, if he's got his axe and he's like bearing down on me, I'm gonna bite his arm.
Okay.
Just to. It doesn't do it won't do anything to him that he can tell, but yeah. So I'm gonna like give him.
We're storytelling. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. So he bites him, and then now he's going in for the 2 axe swings, which I'm gonna do separately because it was confusing rolling all the damage together. Okay, so first attack. Ooh, that's not very good. Does a 11 hit?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Oh shit. That was bad.
So
I should have given myself advantage.
So Elliot just kind of like swings over. What does the non amplified version of marked do exactly? Is it just you know where he is?
Until the end of your turn, it's just whenever I deal right damage, I do extra hemocraft die.
Oh, nice. How long does that last for?
It doesn't say.
If you click on it, it should give you more information.
Would it be under my blood maledicts?
If you click Curse of the Marked, it should bring up the window that gives you more info about it.
Yeah, action type, 1 bonus action, 30 feet. You can mark a creature that you see within 30 feet until the end of your turn.
Okay.
So it yeah.
All right. So
it's gone now.
You kind of like go in with your axe and like try and get 2 swings like into his abdomen, and it just seems to like it doesn't seem to penetrate. It just like dull thuds. It seems to be like hitting this thick hide of body, like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it looms down at you, and it's going to make 2 more attacks.
Okay.
So that's cocked. I think both of these are going to hit. We've got a 21 and a 23.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, they're both just like, and they're just like hacking into you, like bang, bang, 2 strikes into the chest. That's going to be 19. No, sorry. Yeah, 19 slashing damage in total.
Okay.
Then it's Ziggy's turn. And Ziggy is going to try and... Ziggy's going to try and grapple him.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of like reach over and grab hold of them. So, contested strength rolls. Ziggy got a 13. Lamplighter got a 12. Okay. So they're grappled and they can't move.
Okay.
And they can kind of like see them just like slowly like shifting and struggling, trying to get them off.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn.
Does Ziggy say anything?
They're just like trying to get them down and just say, we need to protect Milo.
They're just trying to subdue him. Okay. Well, they're gonna try and subdue. I'm gonna try and murder. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Get the job done.
Yeah, I'm going in. Just trying to. I'm just trying to decide if I do want to werewolf up or not.
How many times can you do that? Is it once per short rest?
It's once per short rest, yes. And it lasts an hour. Or I could just drop it whenever I want. No, I'm not going to do it this time.
Okay. What are you going to do instead?
I'm going to mark him again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna amplify it to give myself advantage.
Cool. Okay. So was it a D6 to yourself?
Yes. I'm just trying to remember how. Yeah, because it just says amplify, but yeah, amplifying is just a D6, isn't it?
Yeah. You roll your hemocraft die and deal that much damage to yourself.
I do 3 damage. And now I have advantage.
Okay, so what does it look like?
I only have advantage on 1 attack.
Yeah, what does it look like when it's amplified?
Probably in this instance, I imagine like because I've not really got a chance to like bite him to do it, so it's probably more just like I'm glaring at him and
would it be fair to say that when you amplify it, does some of your like, because Elliot's a werewolf, so does some of that come through when he's doing this?
Probably, yeah. Probably looks a little feral at this point.
I can almost imagine like his eyes change slightly.
Yeah, and he's maybe his teeth are a bit more prominent, and he's got more. He's baring his teeth more, sort of thing. And it's only my first attack gets advantage, but
yeah.
Let's go. Oh, I'm glad I had advantage. So that's a 19 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Oh shit! It doesn't hit. God damn.
You swing in and like you use the energy and you swing in and it just poof, thud against him.
I'll go again. That is a 22.
That does hit. So go ahead and so you get to roll your Hemocraft die twice for that attack.
No, it was only I only get advantage on the.
No, you only get advantage on the first attack. The effect lasts until the end of the turn.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I roll it twice. Okay, so oh my god, why on the D12?
Why?
I rolled a 3 on the D12. Okay, so 3, 6, 7. 13 damage.
13 damage. So, okay. And that one does connect. The lightning kind of crackles through its body, and you hear this like, and the sound of the dogs from outside is getting even louder, as this thing is kind of getting a bit more frantic and desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's now its turn. It's going to turn around. Well, it's going to try and wrestle Ziggy off of him.
Yeah.
So Ziggy gets... Ooh. Not good. An 8. Lamplighter gets a 14. So the Lamplighter like reaches up with... they don't have a free hand, actually. So they just kind of like go up and then they just like punch Ziggy in the head. And then in that moment where they're like dazed... just like shrugs them off.
Yeah.
I suppose that would be their action to try and break free. So now we'll go back to Ziggy's turn. Ziggy's just gonna shake it off and make 2 attacks with the longsword. Ooh. 1 attack hits. So they deal a D10 plus 3. Jeez. They deal 12 slashing damage.
Nice.
Okay. Your turn.
It's happening, boys.
Is he mad?
He is mad. I'm gonna go into the character builder real quick though to switch over.
Tell us what it is.
He's shifting into maximum overdrive. No. No, he kind of sees the dude Lamplighter break out of the grip, and he sort of is just like, you know, when it's like, I guess with the cinema quality sort of thing, like when something breathes out and it's cold and you see like the fog and it's like kind of goes through his teeth a little bit as he breathes out, and he's just like, I've had it up to here with your bullshit. And kind of as he's saying that, he starts like sort of breathing heavy, and it's like he's quite bundled up, so you don't get quite as much of the effect as like the first time he did it in the other game. But like he suddenly just grows massive, and he's like he just becomes covered in like this black and ashy sort of fur, and what little bits are like, you know, like the scale mail and stuff, like the bristly fur does like kind of poke through it, and he just and he lets out like it's not like a hiss, but like a, you know, like when you suck in a breath and it makes that raspy noise. So he does that at the Lamplighter, I guess he is called, and it is time to make some more attacks. I'm just trying to mark off my
Remind me what the hybrid transformation does?
Huh?
Remind me what the hybrid transformation does?
It bumps up my... Oh, I've come out of the character creator, but it bumps up my armor class at the very least.
Oh, you've already done it in the character creator. That's fine.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it out to you, though?
Yeah, just so I know. I know it gives you armor class. It gives you unarmed strikes, doesn't it? As like an extra thing you can do.
Yeah, hybrid transformation features. +1 to melee damage rolls.
Yes.
I'm resilient to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic. Not made with silver. +1 to my AC.
Okay.
I can apply my Crimson Right to my unarmed strikes.
I know that. That's fine. It was more the damage and the AC and the resistance that I was concerned about.
Yeah.
Because you're not using unarmed strikes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I were to punch him, then yeah.
You could do that if you wanted to.
Okay. So back out into D&D Beyond I go. And now I'm going to swing. Do a double swingy. Actually, one of these swings... No, I'll describe it if I hit. Oh, first attack. 18 plus 7.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so this attack, he's essentially going for... He's trying to go for the legs. He's trying to incapacitate him.
Okay.
At least try and take out one of his legs. Or get him down on a knee or something, so... 7, 8, 10. 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
And then second attack, if he's not gone down, he's gonna go for like the leg / hip.
So he's just like
he's trying to knock him down. It's like chopping a tree down essentially. So it's another 18 plus 7.
Yep, so that'll hit as well.
Another 15 damage.
Jeez. Okay. So yeah, you beast form up, and you can see like Ziggy looks up at you as like after they've tried to do their attacks, and they look at you, and there's this moment of like, what the hell, as this happens to you, this look of like fear and confusion on their face, and then you just go in, swing at the lamplighter's legs twice. First attack connects, doesn't do it. Second attack connects and takes both of his legs out, and he just onto the floor and like immediately scrambles back up to his feet. But you can see like where you've made all of these wounds, there's like flames kind of like
yeah,
as if they're kind of like losing their form. Ziggy's gonna not question it right now and just keep going for the lamplighter. But not gonna get very far with those rolls. So they're far too, freaked out by what's going on to actually do anything.
I accidentally spooked my partner in crime.
Yeah. I didn't give the lamplighter a turn, so I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
They don't react to your transformation. They're just
I'm not surprised.
They're just gonna keep trying to hit you.
Okay.
Oh, they're not gonna do very much for that. 2 14s.
Those aren't gonna hit.
No. So they hack away at you, and it's almost like the bristles of your fur are like iron, basically, and just the axe isn't getting through them. It's your turn.
How? I mean, I can't really see much of him, but how is he looking?
I've told you everything that you know.
Okay. I'm going in with more swinges. First attack is probably no, it's a 15.
15 total? No.
Yeah. Second attack. is a 19.
Nope.
So neither hit.
So I can imagine the pair of you are like locked in. Like you're going in with all these axe swings and stuff, and so is he. And you're just kind of like clashed at the moment, where both of your weapons are locked together, which is pretty impressive because he's only got a hand axe and he's holding back your massive great axe, and you're both just like against each other. I messed up the attack order last round, so we'll just go back to Ziggy now. We'll just reset it. Nope, neither of them hit. I think they're just
come on, Ziggy.
They're just at a loss of what to do right now. Your turn. Is it your turn? Lamplighter's turn. Your turn. So I rolled 2 7s, didn't I? Yeah. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going in more swinges. That is a 19 plus 7.
That hits.
Ooh, that was almost super good. 11. 17 damage?
17 damage. You break away from the lock, you like pull back for a second, and I can imagine with like a roar of frustration and just like pure malice, you charge at him with the blade of your axe out and just boosh, just like completely take him from the shoulder all the way down, and it's almost like the head of the axe like hooks into his shoulder and just pulls him boosh into the ground, and like all the dust and all the like detritus in this warehouse, everything kind of hops off the ground for a second.
Yeah, when it's just like
and the lamplighter is on the floor. The barking outside stops and everything goes quiet.
I've sort of left my axe in him.
Well, it didn't. Yeah, that's fine.
Or at least like he's just laying on the floor. I'm gonna put my foot on his back.
Ziggy's kind of approaching you in a very cautious manner. Like sword is still out.
Yeah.
As almost as if they're ready to defend themselves against you if they have to.
Yeah. Well, Elliot sits there for a moment and then just goes, "Did I hear you call him Lamplighter?"
You still have your mind?
Yes.
They glance down. They kind of gesture for you to flip him over.
Which I do. I sort of
Milo
hook my foot under him and just
Milo at this point like pokes out and kind of like is approaching timidly. And Ziggy sort of kneels down and has a look. Says, "Yes. This looks like the lamplighter to me. No one really knows who he is. Sort of he lives outside of town. This is definitely him, though." And then at that point, as that realization hits, the body like erupts into green flames and is gone.
Elliot fucking growls and just like he like goes over to the window and looks out for what, just because he's a bit of the heat of the moment still.
Yeah. Milo.
If he has a tail, I imagine it's like doing that thing where like it's like it like up like when a dog is in like battle mode. So it's like
Milo loses it. And just says like, why is he doing this? It wasn't our fault.
Elliot at that moment whips around and goes, "Tell us what you know. No more fucking around." He says as he's still a big dog.
my friends and I, we were out in the playing around his place, and I've never liked his dog. His dog is weird. Always staring at me with his weird eyes. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that the dog is weird, and we was just bothering it a bit. You know, poking it with sticks and trying to figure out what was wrong with it, and then he rolls up his sleeve, his tiny little halfling child sleeve, to reveal quite a gnarly bite wound on his arm. It's kind of like healed over, but it's messy. It's pretty gnarly. It's probably going to stay with him for a long time, if not forever. He says, it bit me. So I went and I told my brother, I told Rowan, and Rowan told me it'd be alright and that he'd get his mates together and they'd sort it out. They'd get revenge. So we killed it. We killed his dog.
Even though it's a bit healed over, does the bite wound look anything like the neck stumps wounds?
Roll a medicine check.
10.
Not quite. This wound that this kid has got looks like a bite wound, whereas you feel like the heads were removed with an instrument.
Were probably removed with the blunt
Probably with the hand axe that he was trying to insert into your body.
Yeah, okay.
So, act of vengeance. You, Milo. And you see that Ziggy like grabs Milo by his collar, like just like immediately like hand down like
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, I do not care if you thought that the lamplighter's dog was weird. We do not do that. If the dog attacked you, you should have reported it, and I would have handled it. The guard would have handled it properly. Your brother is lucky he's dead. And with that, they drag him to the other end of the room, where you now notice that there is a kind of a very rudimentary, like, large cage that you imagine that prisoners are held, awaiting trial, and they just throw Milo in there and say, you'll be safe in there. Locks the door. I will deal with you later.
Where's Sten?
Sten is in the doorway by like where the storeroom is, just like frozen, like petrified.
Yeah, I was wondering
because like you're still in your hybrid form, so he's just like, what the fuck?
What time of...
It's night.
What time of day is it?
It's night.
Well, I mean, it's dark.
It's night. It's always night. Eternal night.
No, but I mean, like...
No, it's night. What's up?
There's my biological clock telling me that it's probably around the time we should be... Like, it's late at night. Like, oh, I've been awake for a really long time, sort of thing.
You don't know. Maybe. I mean, you're an athletic guy, so it probably doesn't matter all that much. You've got adrenaline pumping through your veins now. You are also in wolf form still, so you're kind of that. Because remember, when you transform, there's that element of you might lose control at any point. Like you're willingly holding it back at this point.
I mean, I'm healthy enough that I don't have to start making saves at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Ziggy seems to be getting ready to leave.
To go look for him?
Yeah. I know the best place to look now is, I know where the lamplighter lives. We should go there.
Alright. How long does my hybrid form last? It doesn't actually say that I'm in hybrid form.
Until you turn it off.
Is it only a minute? Wait, there it is. For an hour.
Okay.
Oh, I can finish a short or long rest before doing it. Okay. I'm going to take my potion of greater healing.
Okay.
Okay, I need more D4s for this. Oh, Why are D4s so hard to find in a bag of dice?
You should have them ready, fam.
Are you serious? That's the shittiest greater healing potion I've ever had.
It's 44 plus 4.
Yeah. 7 plus 4.
That's not bad.
That's
I mean, that tops you up, doesn't it? Pretty much. You didn't
no.
take that much damage. Or did you? Or wasn't I just not keeping track?
I'm at 55 out of 74.
Okay, that's not bad.
I was almost at the point where I was gonna start needing to make saves, but not quite. And before I leave, I will drop form just because Elliot is smart enough to know that if he goes outside looking like a giant dog, people are they're already suspicious of him.
Yeah.
So it's like if he goes outside looking like a dog, they're just going to assume.
You see Ziggy kind of sigh with relief as you do that, and then just kind of like turns to Sten and just says, "Watch him," pointing to Milo. "We're gonna go get our guy." And they leave.
And Elliot will follow behind.
Okay. The pair of you, like Ziggy leads you out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And after a couple of minutes of walking through, the blizzard has abated ever so slightly, but it's still kind of bad. But now that Ziggy has an idea of where you're going, they feel a lot more confident in that we can get there. It's not that far away. But after a few moments of trudging silently through the snow and the kind of like howling winds, Ziggy just says, "Would you care to explain what that was in there to me?"
I am a werewolf. That's the. He just straight up is just like, I'm a werewolf.
And you weren't gonna tell me this up front? Why?
I mean,
I'm just trying to understand whether or not I should trust you.
I mean, it's not something that I just like to bring up in conversation because, I mean, look at the way you're reacting now. It's not something that is just so casually brought up. But also the fact that the murders were being preceded by dog barks, I didn't think it was a very wise idea to bring it up. And I didn't even intend to do it then, but...
Well, so you're telling me you don't have control over it?
No, I do. I just didn't expect that fight to go that way.
Roll a persuasion check.
-1. Ooh, 18 total.
18. Ziggy hesitates.
Like, Elliot stops and is just like...
Yeah, they've stopped as well. And they're facing you in the blizzard, and they just point and just say, "Right, I'm going to trust you because I don't have another choice right now. Come on."
Elliot just, as they're walking, just says, "You know, you can just hit me if I threaten you." He just says it, but doesn't really elaborate. He just says that and leaves it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference, even if you can't control yourself, or you're here for nefarious reasons. Anyway, I've already failed this place.
I'd say you're doing a better job than the speaker. Is that what you called him?
The speaker's job isn't hunting down murderers. That's on me. That's my, the reason why I do what I do. It's the whole reason they've trusted me with this position. And now look. Like, children are dead.
This also isn't something you should have been doing alone. If your leader had been, if the town speaker had been a wiser man, he wouldn't have taken your entire forces with him to the next town over.
Well, maybe we can put an end to this, one way or another. And then it won't be a problem until the next thing rolls around.
Isn't that how it always is?
It's cold. It's really, really cold.
Yeah.
Ziggy's a Goliath, and Goliaths are kind of used to climates like this, particularly the tribes that they're from.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell they've got like, Goliaths normally have like grey toned skin. Ziggy is like that, but more on the bluer side.
Yeah, the picture there, she's blue.
Yeah, they're kind of more acclimated to these climates. But even they're kind of pulling their coat tighter over themselves. And as you're kind of like trudging through and starting to make your way into a bit of a kind of disparate forest area, there is a massive blast of wind, just which kind of like causes a huge snowdrift to come towards the pair of you. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Ooh. What is this +1 on saves I've got? Oh, it's a ring of protection. Is that on any save? A second?
Yeah, anything.
Does it automatically apply it, or?
It's already on your sheet.
No, I mean, like, so is it in the, like, if I'm rolling the dex save, it's already added into that?
The bonus on D&D Beyond includes the ring of protection.
Okay.
If you've got it equipped and you've attuned to it, it will already be on there.
Okay, cool. I got an 11.
11. Everything goes white. Your entire vision is just like, well, everything doesn't go white. Everything goes black because you're just like you feel yourself taken off your feet by this huge snowdrift that just takes both you and Ziggy out. You hear Ziggy cry out like, "Elliot!" and then everything is quiet. And just like and you just feel the weight of all of this snow on top of you. Make a Constitution saving throw as the cold starts to bite into you.
That's another 11.
11. You start feeling the cold, like everything is over you and the weight, and that's not so much a problem. It's just you can feel your own body heat melting the snow around you and seeping into your clothes.
Yeah.
It's horrible and it's gross, and it just drains all of your strength out of you. You take a point of exhaustion.
Okay, great. How do I mark that?
I think it's under conditions. Like, you can mark conditions. Either that or just keep track of it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
There we go.
What are you gonna do?
I am still buried in the snow, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm going to find my way out of the snow. And because I've probably tumbled a little bit, I'm gonna do a trick and that trick is basically I'm going to drool in whatever direction it goes. I'm going to go to the opposite direction of it.
Oh, I see. Gross, but okay. Go ahead and give me an... So, it would be a disadvantage because you've got a point of exhaustion. But because of your gross trick, I'll give you advantage. So just make a straight athletics check.
Sweet. My gross but sort of real tactic. Oh, man. 16 plus 6.
Okay. So you do that, and you're like, right, okay, I know which way is up now. And you kind of like start bringing yourself out, like digging yourself out of the snow. You are cold and tired, but you manage to make your way out of it. And you can see like the drift has basically taken like this whole, like there's a massive mound of snow over everything. Ziggy is nowhere to be seen.
Can I wanna well, I mean, she's the one who knows this better than me.
So
I would
they're non-binary.
Oh, sorry. They know this area relatively better than me. I would like to see if I can find them anywhere. I want to. Well, I'm gonna call out to them, and I want to hear if they respond.
Okay. So make a straight perception roll, because you have advantage on. Is it hearing that you have advantage on?
Yes. Hearing,
yeah,
and
hearing and
smelling,
smell, isn't it? Yeah.
But I can't imagine that I can smell really anything good at all. My nose is probably cold.
But because you got advantage, I'll give you a straight roll.
Well, it didn't really do me any good. I rolled a 5.
5. You look around and you kind of like listen out for the sounds, and you can't hear anything. And then after not too long passes, and you do start to see shifting in the snow nearby to you.
I'm gonna trudge over and dig them up.
Okay. So you dig them out, and they're in a similar situation to you, but they're like they struggle to get out where you succeeded, so they're completely like sorry.
Ain't nothing.
Come on, let's go. And they pull themselves to their
I'll make sure that they're walking a little bit steady before I start following.
They use you for support for a bit.
Okay.
But sort of read the atmosphere and be like, right, you're clearly not comfortable with that, so they just start.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where Elliot doesn't mind, but it's sort of like he's of the mind that like if you can't walk this yourself, then we have an issue.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys continue to walk. They stumble a little bit at first, but they're able to walk. They're just clearly quite tired because of what happened. Kind of similar to you. But you're able to kind of traverse that. The wind dies down a little bit, and you both keep moving. And you do eventually come across a house in the middle of this kind of sparse forest land. All the trees are dead. And there's this small clearing where a small house sits. But it looks as though it's not been lived in for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the windows have been like broken. The wood is rotted. It's not a good look.
Before we approach, I just want to sort of take a moment to watch it for a bit, just to see if anything unusual happens. Like, just because I don't want to walk in and be caught off guard, so I just want to watch it for a minute just to see if there's any activity.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage. Because you're a tired boy.
I mean, 12 is still not that bad.
You glance around. You can't see any activity. You watch it for a few moments and nothing seems to happen.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to watch it long enough just in case, and then I'm happy to go on.
Yeah, Ziggy seems eager to continue.
Yeah.
So you make your way in, and the building looks as though it's been just almost looks as if it's been raided. Like the furniture is ruined. There's just stuff everywhere. It's dilapidated. There's like I said, the wood is like molding. Things are broken. It's just a mess. There are a few rooms. There seems to be like a main like sitting area, a bedroom, and then just like a couple of other rooms that make up this small house. What would you like to do?
Just out of curiosity, I want to actually. You said there's a couple of rooms. Is there a basement?
You can't roll in. You can't see anything that looks as though there is a basement. Like there's no like immediate trapdoors or entryways or anything that you can see.
Yeah. I just want to explore the house. Part of the reason I was curious if there was a basement because I was curious if the dog was still dog's body was still on the premises. So I guess I just want to explore the house and look for any signs of either the dog or of the person, like anything telling of the person who used to live here.
Okay. Make a. Actually, you would have seen outside. Now that I think about it, with your perception check. Well, I know. What did you get? You got a 12, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 12.
Okay, no, you wouldn't have seen that. That's fine. Make an investigation check for me.
And it's a disadvantage, isn't it?
It is, because you are sleepy.
Yeah, because my advantage is only for Hunter's Bane stuff. 14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of search around and you go into the bedroom and you do manage to find, covered in snow. One thing I would say is snow has come in through the windows as well. So like stuff is kind of like damp and rotted as a result of that, and there are things that are covered in snow.
And I'm sure there's piles of snow under the window as well.
Yeah. One thing that you find buried in a pile of snow, kind of on one of the broken desks, is what appears to be a diary.
Mm-hmm.
And you take it and you kind of open it up and start flicking through, and it gives the account of a person named Brandt, who is the lamplighter. So their job was to basically go around and put on all the lamps around Dogan's Hole.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about how not long after he turned 71 years of age, he came along a lost puppy in the woods and named him Buddy. About a month ago, Buddy passed away in a cold blizzard. And it was his only friend in the world, this puppy. So he was completely beside himself and consumed with despair. But then he was approached by someone named Medamit, who offered him a chance to bring his dog back. And he accepted. But there was a condition attached to it that he wasn't aware of. And that's when he realized that whatever this Medamit thing was residing inside his dog's body. So he had Buddy back, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah. It wasn't the Buddy he knew, it was a possessed thing.
And he knew that something was wrong, and he knew that he had to end it. and you can kind of see the diary kind of accounts plans and like considering taking matters into his own hands and killing the dog himself. But when these kids came along and did it for him, he didn't stop them for that. So he couldn't summon the courage to do it himself. So he almost saw it as a gift when these kids came along and did it for him. And then the last entry is just him talking about how he regrets everything. He hasn't got anything left. And that's it.
Elliot's gonna close the book. Maybe kind of stow it on his person for the moment, and he's gonna go look for Ziggy.
Okay. As you're reading through the diary and you get to the end, you hear from outside.
Oh shit, footprints. Footsteps.
And Ziggy kind of like whirls around, and like they're in the living room, they whirl around and look at you as if to say like, shit, what are we gonna do?
Shit, what are we gonna do? Medimet, huh, is the name. I want to stand in such a way that if they come into the doorway, I can get the, like, I'm out of sight.
Okay.
Get the jump on them, I guess.
Make a stealth check.
With disadvantage. I had disadvantage on stealth anyways, but... Ooh, it's a 10.
10. What is your passive perception? Oh, it's pretty good.
He's gonna know I'm there.
The Ziggy kind of like drops down and kind of like quickly tries to get themselves behind a ruined piece of furniture and out of sight, as you see the same kind of like eerie green light flood the room, and the lamplighter enters, kind of still with several of the wounds that you gave him before, still kind of like flickering with flames as they slowly approach, and they walk towards a rug on the floor in the living area, and you can see this from where you are because the house is kind of pretty well connected. And they lean down and pull the rug away, revealing a trapdoor, which they reach down, grab the handle and lift it up, and then go to make their way down into what you presume to be a basement. As they're about to disappear into this basement area, they turn and lock eyes with you.
That's fine, because I was going to go in for the attack anyways.
Yeah. So they do that, they go and lock eyes with you as they descend into the basement.
Okay. Well, I'm going at him.
So you're just gonna charge in?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative again.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. It's definitely gonna be rough. I'm assuming I have disadvantage on initiative.
It's an ability check, so yes.
Well, it doesn't matter anyways. Ooh, jeez. 2.
Very nice.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you go to move, but your strength leaves you, and you can kind of almost see underneath this creature's you can kind of see now that it has the features of an elderly man. And they look at you with these like glowing green eyes, and you can see like a smile slowly form on its face as it disappears down into the basement, and you want to go and run at it, but you just can't.
Yeah.
As they go down and in, and you can see Ziggy actually gets to go first, and they like turn and look at you like, what are we doing?
Well, it's not gonna stop until we stop him.
They nod, and they charge down into the basement.
And I will follow after when it's my turn.
Okay.
I'll have my axe in both hands, but I'll give chase. Yeah.
You both go downstairs into the basement. I should have changed the slide actually. So this is the layout of the house.
Oh right, okay.
So you were in here in the top right, sorry, the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then you can see the rug kind of adjacent.
Yeah.
In the room. That's where the trapdoor was. We are now here in the basement. So you come down the stairs, and you don't you can't. It's very dark in here, but there's that still that.
Is there any way you can make it any bigger?
I can't. You can increase the size of it on your end though. If you click on the screen share.
Well, I click on the video and it just changes the arrangement.
You can make it full screen.
Well, I have to come out of full screen to look at my character sheet.
There should be a way that you can make it larger. Like if you change the arrangement to make it like the main one.
Oh, I have, yeah, but it's just kind of tiny. Yeah. I'll just deal with it.
Yeah, don't think there's much that I can do about it from my end. I'll show you how to do that for next time. Because there is a way you can make it easier. Pop it out. There's a little icon in the bottom right hand corner to pop out the video chat window. That might make it a bit easier to...
Oh dear. Okay, there we go. Yeah. It's a little bit bigger, yeah.
Okay, so you head downstairs and you can see that like there's the main area where it just seems like there were supplies and stuff, but they've all mostly been destroyed. The eerie green light is coming from the alcove towards the bottom, so you can see that there's like a sharp corner.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna head down there?
Yeah. I'm gonna have my axe ready.
You come down and you turn, and you can see an arrangement of shelves. And you immediately notice that decorating those shelves are several severed heads.
Oh dear.
And kind of placing an extra one on the next to them is the lamplighter that then turns and looks at you. They've got the dog head shaped lantern, which they then slowly, like looking straight at you, they slowly place it down on the ground. And then there's like a flash of this eerie green light, and it slowly begins to float up into the air. And you just hear this eerie whisper go like, "Welcome back, buddy." I better roll initiative for that as well.
Oh boy. What was the name that he mentioned? Mentioned?
Medimit.
Medimit, sorry.
Okay, you get a turn now.
I'm just gonna say, you must be the illustrious Medimit. And I'm gonna go for the dog head lamp that is turning into a dog, probably.
That's me. Well, it's not turning into a dog. It's kind of erupted into flames all around, as opposed to just in its like face and eyes, and it's floating off the ground. So it's just like this floating severed head, which you're then going to charge in and attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be rough. My crimson right would still be up. This point.
It's on until
I drop my weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just have to do it at disadvantage. Ooh. Ooh. 11.
11 doesn't hit. No, 11 doesn't hit.
Second strike. So 16 plus 7 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Um, 17 damage.
Ooh. Okay, so go ahead and describe that attack to me.
He basically goes, he looks at the guy and he's like, "You're Metamet, right?" But then, like, sort of sideways, almost baseball swings the axe, both hands at the lamp, and just kind of like a horizontal
Yeah, and it
strike.
slams into this head and it just goes into the shelves. The shelves collapse. All those severed heads go everywhere. And yeah, it's a big mess. Okay, so that was both of your attacks, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so it is now.
Because one of them missed.
It's now Siggy's turn. Ziggy is going to see that you have a handle on that, and is going to charge in towards the lamplighter.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, like, "I'm putting an end to this now." Oh, a miss, but then a natural 20.
Hey!
7 plus 5. So that's 12 plus 3. So a nice 15 damage on the lamplighter. Hell yeah.
Hey.
Where are we? Cool. Okay, that was both attacks. So it's now Buddy's turn. Buddy is going to look at you, and you can kind of like see the green glowing like flame energy kind of like coalesce into its mouth, and then shoot out as 2 rays, one aimed at you and one aimed at Ziggy.
Mm-hmm.
The one aimed at you gets a 15.
Nope.
Nope. It just glances off your armor. It's hot, but it's fine. And then the one aimed at Ziggy goes off the table. 6, 11. I don't think that's enough. No. So yeah, just misses and like slams against the wall. Kind of there's like smoldering flames up against it. Okay. Now it's the lamplighter's turn. He's going to take 2. He hasn't got the hand axe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can just kind of like see these flames erupting from his hands. And he's going to make 2 strikes towards Ziggy.
Okay.
And they both hit.
Oh no.
Boy.
Ziggy better not go down.
7. 18. Ziggy takes 20 damage.
Oof. Are they still up?
Yeah. They're fine. They're just like
So they didn't get hurt in the last battle.
you can see like the fist like slams into them, and the flames just into their body, and you can almost like see their skin like wither to the touch a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
They stagger back. It's your turn.
Sweet. I'm going to attack Buddy again. Or I'm going to attempt to attack Buddy again. So, first strike. 15?
Against Buddy? Yeah,
Yeah.
that hits.
Sweet. So that's 13 damage.
Okay.
Second one.
Yep.
Wow, those ones were good. It's a 17 plus 7.
That hits as well.
10 damage.
It's exactly what you needed. So
Amazing.
I imagine it being like Elliot swings down with the axe and like slams this like floating dog head into the floor. Places his boot on it as it tries to rise up. He's just like, no. Places his boot on it and like holds it against the floor and then just cleaves it in two. And it just lets out this like howling, ghastly wail as energy just whoosh everywhere.
Sweet. One target down.
You can see like the lamplighter shifts in frustration. That was both of your attacks, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to Ziggy's turn. She kind of they look down at the wounds that they've got and just kind of like grit their teeth. They're just like, no, this is for the people that you murdered, and they're going to go in with 2 attacks. And that's cocked. Oh my word! I think 1 hits. Nope, no, it doesn't. They're swinging wildly with their long sword, but none of their attacks are making any headway.
Connecting, yeah.
It's now Buddy's dead, so it's the lamplighter's turn, and they're just gonna bang bang against Ziggy again. They both hit. One's a crit.
Oh no!
So I'll do this one first. So the crit did 15 damage.
Yikes. I guess the fact that they didn't get hit all in the last battle is gonna save them here, I think.
They took 26 damage in total.
Oof.
They are not looking good.
No, I can't imagine.
Wounded,
I mean,
like bloody, shriveled. Like you can see the color coming out of their face. They look weak, but they're still like trying to be like.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna die trying.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I'm going to move in. I'm going to close the distance. I'm going to use my bonus action to mark him, but I'm going to amplify it to give myself...
Do you get your... Don't you only get 2 marks?
Did I use both already?
Yeah, you used 1, you used 2, you used them both. Remember, you used 1 and then missed, and then you used 1 and amplified it.
Oh, right.
Regardless of whether you amplify it or not, it still uses your Crimson Right to do it. Not your Crimson Right, your Blood Maledict to do it.
Okay, that was what I was confused about, because it didn't... Yeah, it's weird, because it doesn't actually... It says... It says that it uses it, but it seems like it says like it only uses it when you amplify it, not like when you're just straight up...
That's not correct. It's you use it, and then you can amplify it when you use it, but it still uses one of your Blood Maledicts. Okay,
never mind then. I'm just gonna go in. Okay. I'm gonna go in and beat the shit out of him. So first strike. The 15.
Nope.
That's definitely not gonna hit that one. So both attacks miss.
Okay. So you just swing wildly.
Yeah.
And you're not... There's just not enough room in here. It's like your axe is like connecting with everything and anything except him. It's Ziggy's turn. Ziggy is going to try and back off. I think this turn they're going to disengage. They're going to disengage and they're going to go around behind the corner and switch out to their crossbow because they're too wounded, so they're going to try and provide support from the back. Which brings us to the lamplighter. who switches targets to you.
Okay.
They kind of like lumber a little bit, shift awkwardly to look at you. You can tell that they seem to be, it's struggling to almost like control itself. It's moving very oddly, but it's still coming at you with these 2 attacks.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's rolling so good. That's, I'm pretty sure they both hit. One's a 21, the other's a 26.
You're pretty sure they hit. Yeah, they hit.
Okay, so the first one deals 7 damage.
Okay.
Second one is better. 13 damage.
Okay.
So yeah, just like you feel like its fist just like bang, bang into your chest and like across your face, and yeah, you can feel the same, like you feel the impact, and then it immediately goes numb as it's almost like draining your life force out of you.
Okay.
It's your turn.
I'm going to attack him twice.
Okay.
So first strike. It's not gonna hit. 18.
18, nope.
That's definitely not gonna hit. That was a natural 1.
Are you rolling? It sounds like you're rolling 2 dice.
I have disadvantage on my attacks, don't I?
No, you don't. You have disadvantage on ability checks.
So you mean to tell me I've been rolling all my attacks at disadvantage for no reason?
Yeah. Do this round again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 points of exhaustion that your attack rolls are at disadvantage.
Okay, well
you have to remember that ability checks and attack rolls are different things.
Yeah, well, I've never really. This is the first time I've really dealt with exhaustion.
I know that. I understand.
Yeah.
It's fine, but yeah, you gotta. That's a very important distinction.
Okay, well, first attack doesn't hit, and the second one does. It's 18 plus 7.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
My damage die are failing me. 9 damage.
9 damage. It's enough. Like, this creature was severely wounded from your last encounter
thank God.
with it. So you well, do you want to explain it? Do you want to explain it to me?
Yeah. Just because I know you want to get out of the habit of explaining everything. So he takes out the dog and he goes over and he swings it, basically destroys some of the furniture a little bit, and then maybe he takes a moment when Ziggy disengages, and he looks at Metamet's smug face, and it's just like, I've had enough of your shit, and then just takes full on brings it back as far, he's very tired, but he brings it as far as he can and basically just swings kind of not quite perfectly horizontal, but a little bit like that. Yeah. So actually it's almost perfect on camera, so he's sort of going for the head chopping, sort of kind of giving it back to him.
Yeah, so you just slice straight through him, and there's a moment where he falls back, slams into the wall, and then slides down the floor, limp. The fires die. Everything goes silent, and everything goes dark. It's pitch black right now.
Because there's no light down here.
Yeah.
There's a moment, Elliot is going to take a moment. He sort of sits there a moment to make sure there isn't the sound of movement, and then he's going to dig into his bag and he's going to light a torch.
Okay. So yeah, you do that and you light a torch, and the room illuminates with a much more natural light color, and you see the corpse of the lamplighter sat there, head down.
Head down
motionless.
on the floor, rolled away.
And then it twitches.
My God.
It twitches, and like you hear this like god awful cracking noise as its head kind of like hyper extends open, leans back like up against the wall, like bashes into the wall, and then like his jaw opens and then opens further. His like we're going like full body horror, like his ribs explode out of his chest.
Oh jeez.
As his head like falls open, and then the green light comes back and completely overwhelms your torch, as from out of his body rises this creepy looking kind of semi-translucent green, almost like a jellyfish like creature with like these demonic teeth.
Oh yeah.
Looks like that.
Oh my God. Okay.
And it just like it reaches up and like rises out of the corpse, and you just hear this like spectral cackling towards you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hit it.
Actually, I suppose in the turn order, it's Ziggy's turn. So you're like, oh fuck, and you get ready to go in and hit it. Ziggy immediately fires off her crossbow at it. So we'll do that first. 11 plus 3. That hits. Oh my
Hey.
God. Oh my God. 7 plus 1, so that's 8. The arrow passes through it.
Oh shit.
It still does some damage, but it doesn't seem to connect with anything. Okay. And then it's going to try and hit you. Like you see these like tendrils kind of like whipping around, and one of them just comes towards you with this same like green. It's not flame anymore. It's just like a demonic energy coming towards you.
Yeah.
And kind of tries to wrap around you. But it doesn't hit. It gets an 11.
Doesn't hit.
So it's your turn, so you can avoid that and immediately go in.
Sweet, because I'm gonna bank on the fact that not only is my Crimson Right up, but this weapon is magic, and I'm gonna go in with my 2 attacks.
Yep.
So first strike is a 16 plus 7.
That hits. You'll need to tell me how much of the damage is lightning.
Okay, I'll roll that one separate then. So the axe does 9 damage.
Okay.
The Crimson Right does 5.
Okay. So the electricity of the axe kind of seems to skirt around it. It does a little bit of damage, but it doesn't like take hold like you saw it do before.
Yeah.
So you push. Ziggy is gonna go in.
No, I need to do my second attack.
Oh, sorry, that was only your first one. My bad.
Sorry. So second attack. Ooh, I don't think that's gonna hit. I don't think a 10 hits.
10 total? No.
Yeah, no. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Carry on.
Well, now Ziggy launches her crossbow again. She loads it, clicks, and she goes, "This thing would bloody die already." She rolled a natural 20.
Oh shit. Well, they rolled a natural 20.
Sorry, they rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Thank you for the reminder.
I know
9,
I've been doing bad. I'm trying to catch it
10.
as well.
Yes, that's 10 damage reduced to 5. God, maths. There we go. Okay, so now its turn, and it kind of, you can see it kind of like shifts, and it looks at you, and its weird like demonic eyes narrow, and then you hear that same cackle as before. And then it dashes towards Ziggy.
Okay.
Like almost like sensing that they're weak, just makes a move towards them.
Can I make an attack? Is it moving out of my attack?
You can, yeah.
Sweet. 17.
17 hits.
Sweet. Okay. So the axe does 7 damage.
Yep.
The Crimson Right only does 2 damage.
Was that 2 on the dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you whoosh, your axe kind of like passes through it and like takes a huge chunk of these tendrils just off it that all go and like splatter all over the floor, making a gross mess. And then it rushes forward and it's going to go in and attack Ziggy. Natural 1.
Hey.
I think Ziggy, in response to seeing this thing rushing towards it, they grab the shelving unit and just go, "Sorry, Elliot," and then just pull it down on top of the creature, just
amazing.
And just completely like it rises up out of the rubble, but is unable to move any further. Also, we'll say that as it's rising out, something clicks in your mind, and you recognize that this creature is a Dybbuk, which is a pretty nasty type of demon.
A Dybbuk.
It's something that you've heard of before. Yeah. It sounds silly, but they're horrible. They're demons that possess corpses, and they basically can use that corpse to essentially integrate itself into societies and cause ridiculous havoc.
Okay, cool.
It's your turn, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's not cool, but it is cool. So I can't really, because I'm out of all of my other stuff, so I've just got to go. I got to keep going in with my trusty axe. So first attack is a natural 20.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. So 13 on the axe. Is the Crimson Right die doubled as well?
Yep. All damage die are doubled.
5 on the Crimson Right.
Okay, that's enough.
Hey!
How do you want to do this?
I was
actively trying not to say that, and then I said it anyway.
It's okay. So because Ziggy was like sorry and brought the bookshelf down, and I imagine that Metamet sort of like wobbled out of it, was like, oh, and it's almost like and it's not really, actually it would be more of a sandwich. I like to imagine that because the great axe is so broad, he hits it flat side. So it's just like smashes it back down to the floor.
Splatter this creature.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do like. The
flat
end of the axe comes down and just ejects parts of this demon across the whole basement. It's like this that fades into nothing, and maybe a very, very slim hint of a whisper in your mind that just says, "I'll be back for you."
So
Ziggy kind of falls down onto one knee, catches their breath.
Do demon bodies dissolve?
Yeah, they kind of turn into goo and fade away.
Okay, that's fine. No, I just wasn't sure if it was one of those things where like they also disintegrated like devils, but okay. I'm gonna go retrieve the torch that I dropped on the floor when all this started.
Yeah, you have to like pat out the flames on the floor a little bit because it almost caught.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's very cold, so it didn't quite get to that point.
I imagine the floor was probably pretty frosted as well, so he kind of like stomps his foot on it. Yeah, and he just goes over and he debates on it, but he ends up offering an arm out, or like a hand out, to help Ziggy to their feet.
Okay. Ziggy takes it and hoists themselves back onto their feet. Kind of makes eye contact with you in the kind of less eerie, now normal torchlight.
Mm-hmm.
Which says, thank you. I don't think...
Nothing.
No, I don't think there would be anything left of this place if you hadn't arrived when you did.
I guess it's a good thing I did arrive when I did. I almost got lost in the snow, not gonna lie.
What are you gonna do now? You said that you were here investigating these rumors. Well, you've done that now. So
well,
I imagine that you guys are chatting like as you're making your way outside.
Yeah, but before we leave, actually, before I touch on that, I'm going to look at the heads, and I'm going to look at Ziggy. Like, because it's the heads of the bodies.
Yeah,
in the...
they probably they would collect them up.
Okay, that's fine.
Like, they should probably be buried with these.
Yeah. Because I originally came up to investigate the Eternal Night, and then got caught on this, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. So Elliot will be like, I'll probably head back to continue with what I was initially doing, but I think I would like to have some sleep first.
Definitely, yeah. You can stay at my place if you want. It's the least I can do. And you say you were here asking about, and they'd like gesture up to the sky. Like, this is what you were here for originally?
Yes.
I can ask around, see if anyone knows anything. But let's just rest for now. And they kind of gingerly pat you on the shoulder and start making their way back towards Dagon's Hole.
Yeah, and he'll follow after as well.
Okay. And with the pair of you disappearing off back into the blizzard once more to return to town and get some rest, that's where we'll finish for tonight.
Yeah, I would say that Elliot took the journal with the intent of when he goes back to the order, he's gonna tell them about it and use that as sort of like evidence.
What evidence of, here, I did a good job?
No, like, hey, I killed the demon. Here you go.
Check it out. Cool. Well, there you go. You did it.
Hey, you
survived. You lived.
I survived. Even when I was accidentally rolling disadvantage on myself.
I'm a bit annoyed because I found out that the Dybbuk in its final form can cast Phantasmal Force, and I didn't see it until right as it was about to die. And I was just like, man, that would have been cool. But never mind.
Oh man, that would have been intense.
You did it. You did the thing. The thing was done. How did you find it?
I found it to be really good, actually. I can definitely see like the elements of where it would be good to have a party, but I had a really good time with it, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed planning it and running it, like trying to get the atmosphere and stuff. It's just a shame that I was plagued by technical difficulties tonight, which never happens. Like, I've never had like Discord do that.
It's because
again,
it's because I'm on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that thing. But I can snip that out on the VOD at least. So there is that. But anyway, yes. Thank you all very much for joining us for this one shot. I hope you enjoyed the spooky, cold horror of And When the Dogs Start Barking. If you enjoyed the adventure and are interested in running it for yourselves or reading it or like looking at it with your friends, like I say, it is originally for a 4-person party. So go and check it out on DM's Guild and pick it up for yourself and have a go. Yes. And I don't know if we're going to be back with Sleeping Dragon's Wake next week or the week after, but we'll keep you informed and try and get everything sorted as quickly as possible. Ideally, I want to get the train rolling again next week, but yeah, watch this space. Okay,
We'll let everyone know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you all very much for coming, and take care. Don't let yourself get possessed by a Dybbuk.
Don't get those Dybbuk's.
Alright, see you later.